crib, Austin, where's at? Where's at? Austin, where's at? Texas, new crib, Austin, where's at? Where's at? Austin, where's at? Texas.
All right, what's up, y'all? Longhorn Hip Hop. I'm Saman here at Pay Dues Independent Hip Hop Music Festival with one of the legendary producers of hip hop, Ninth Wonder. Ninth, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? Longhorn.
Hook 'em horns. So we wanted to talk with you a little bit about, how did you, as a producer, get your first like big break? What was your first? I guess what would you consider that the moment where you thought, okay, this is what I'm gonna be doing,
Man, it's different levels. I say one of the first times where I figured out this is what I'm going to be doing is when I started getting my first string of emails of people just hitting me up saying, man, I love your music. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from or whatever, this, that, and the third, but I heard your music off SoundClick at the time. And I just think you're dope. I think your music is dope. And I think I got a money order in the mail from this cat that wanted to buy beats from me. And then he sent me like $750. And that's when I knew that, okay, if he's willing to pay for something, there's got to be more of him out there. And that's why I kind of knew what my changing time was, I guess.
Cool. So, and you've collaborated with a good number of artists by now. Jean Grae, Little Brother, several, albums with Merce, and most recently with David Banner. So what's it like to, or do you find it easy to kind of transition between, David Banner's that Mississippi sound, Jean Grae has her own thing, Little Brother does their thing, Merce is kind of on his own thing. Is that easy for you? Do you have to adapt to their sound, or do you just kind of create the sound yourself?
Well, the biggest thing I do is I give them the Ninth Wonder version of a Merce beat, or the Ninth Wonder version of a David Banner beat, or the Ninth Wonder version of I was in Little Brother, so a Ninth Wonder version of a Jean Grae beat. I try to listen to all the music that they've done and give my version of it, my interpretation of it. And that's the way I kind of keep it current. It's all soul music to me. I don't care if you sold 1 million records or 5,000 records. If it's all soul music, then it can be done, by one person and with different people. So.
And you co-taught a class with Dr. Neal at Duke University.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Was this like what course was it?
It was a class called sampling, so studying the black diaspora of music. So we just sampled a piece of soul music every week, sampled Michael Jackson. What I mean by sample is like a play on words. It's like we just talked about Michael Jackson for 3 hours and answered questions, and we did a sampling Illmatic, which we talked about Illmatic for 3 hours. So that's the class I teach with Mark Anthony Neal, and we're doing it again this fall. So we already have the class holds 90 students, and we already have 90 plus a waiting list. So and it's April. So I'm ready for it, man. It's a great. It just opens the avenue for me to do other things. From Duke, I went to speak at Cornell, which is an Ivy League school, and different other schools. So it just gives me another lane to do, just spread exactly what I want and what I have a passion for. That's hip hop.
So do you see hip hop's intellectuals becoming more prominent? Because like Bun B, for example, he's teaching at Rice right now. You've got your thing going on Duke. Do you see this becoming like a bigger thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think more so than jazz, we are finding out early in some of us in the latter years of our career that we want to live in this thing for a very long time, and we want it to carry on. We have to kind of institutionalize it and make it something that we can study over the years. We're gonna. The funny thing about hip hop is a lot of people don't understand. We're gonna study Notorious B.I.G.'s and Tupac's lyrics just like they were Shakespeare's lyrics. They thought Shakespeare's lyrics was vulgar at the time, and now 40, 50 years, 60 years down the road, if we want to know what was going on in the times in certain neighborhoods and societies, then if you want to know, then Tupac's going to be able to tell us the story through music. And that's something we just need to start studying. And I think a lot of my brothers and sisters in hip-hop believe the same way, and we just choose to want to take it on before somebody else comes out that's not really a part of our culture try to tell a story that we live every day. And so,
That's funny that you say that, because I think when I was in high school, I actually did a comparative research paper where I compared Shakespeare, and I can't remember the other poet, to Jay-Z and Nas. and I said like how Shakespeare has beef with this one guy or whatever, and so but a lot of it really relates, and I think you're right making that jazz analogy, because I think things do go in circles. Things don't repeat themselves, but things do a lot of the same stuff, and it's kind of like how jazz was its own community, and intellectuals came from that community, like your Gil Scott-Herons and whatnot. Hip hop's kind of doing the same thing right now, so I think it's really cool that y'all are doing that. So what projects do you have coming out in the future that we can look forward to?
I have a documentary that's directed by Kenneth Price, a good friend of mine who's getting his master's degree at UNCG, and I'm his master thesis, and he did a documentary on me called The Wonder Year, which he's followed me around for a year, and it turned into a 78-minute piece. So that's a big project that we just finished up, and it's gonna be in some film festivals, and we're gonna independently, anybody that want to see it, you're gonna be able to go to a site if you want to sign up and bring it to your school, bring it wherever you want to bring it to. Give it more to the people instead of putting it in some high-priced film festival that you can't go to, And in the album, The Wonder Years, that most importantly for me is my label, man. It's a wonderful music group, and that's the biggest thing I'm trying to get off the ground. So my music can live on, and they can start their careers independently. So that's it.
Who do you have on your label that we can be listening for?
Big Remo is an artist. He's gonna have as a matter of fact, he's LRG's next mixtape release. They've had a string of mixtape releases that went on to do big things. B.O.B., Wale, Big Remo's the next mixtape release. Rhapsody, who is a female MC. Well, I hate to say female MC. It's a MC who happens to be female. That's the right way to put it, right? And who just got a great big co-sign from Mac Miller this morning. She did her second song with Mac Miller last night. So shouts out to him, and she's about to release a mixtape called Thank Her Now, which we're working on. You have Actual Proof, a two-man team, Sundown and Enigma. They got a couple Sports Center shout-outs by my man John Butchergross. We got Hollow, we got TP and GQ, who both played basketball for University of North Carolina. Tyler Woods is an R&B singer. Heather Victoria is an R&B singer. And the Soul Council, which is the production team, the backbone of all of this stuff. And my Justice League brothers, the away team, Crisis and Sean Bull. And did I leave out anybody? I believe that's it. It's 11 artists in all. Tom Hardy, who had two mixtapes, one by Don Cannon and one by Green Lantern. So that's my label, man, and that's what we do.
That's fantastic. Well, we want to thank you for your time, and thanks for talking with us. Hopefully, we'll see you in Texas sometime soon.
Hope so. Come down and teach a class, man.
And hopefully, has Bun talked to you about coming and co-teaching one night?
Rice, and hopefully I'll be able to come down to University of Texas in Austin. Roger Clemens went to. Yeah, man, and who else? Matthew McConaughey went to y'all.
Matthew McConaughey, and Janis Joplin went to UT.
I seen her on the sideline on a couple football. I'm like, what is Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, so yeah, man, I'd love to come down there. It's home of South by Southwest, bro. Y'all lucky, y'all down there with South by every year. So yes, Longhorn hip hop. Boy, that's just woo. Live in the place to be, 1212, y'all. It's your man Knife Wonder right here, Grammy Award-winning producer. Shouts out to Longhorn Hip Hop. That's what they came up with. University of Texas, peace, y'all.
Texas, new crib, Austin, where's that? Where's that? Austin, where's that? Texas, new crib, Austin, where's that? Where's that? Austin, where's that? Texas.